The first step to operating the Flex Max is to turn the controller on by pressing and holding the power button for 2 seconds. The controller will flash the software revision and then show the most recent system ID used. If needed, use the arrow buttons to change the ID. Then push the Enter key. Next, use the arrow buttons to select the number of columns being used. We're going to select 4. Then push the Enter key. Now, the flashing light on the controller will direct the operator to the first column that needs to be positioned. Adjust the forks to the narrowest position that will fit under the wheel and engage either their pins or tabs into their locking position. Push the column into place, making sure the forks are properly positioned under the tire, pushed all the way in, and that the rim diameter is wider than the space between the forks. Then, turn the column on. The column will boot up and display the column's system ID. If this is not the same as the controller, or if it is flashing, use the arrow keys to change it to match the controller. Then press Enter. Once the column and controller have been linked successfully, the column will beep and the indicator beacon will flash. Now position the next column indicated on the controller. Once the lift is in place, turn the power on. And repeat this process for the remainder of the columns being used. After the last column is configured, all of the columns will beep, the indicator lights will flash, and the controller lights will change from yellow to green. If the controller or column shows a P in the display, this is the Pause Protect mode. Simply press any button to wake up the system group. Now you can raise the lift using either the remote control or the controls on the column. Once the lift is at the desired height, make sure to lower it to its locks by pressing the Lower to Locks button, either on the remote control or on a column. When the lift is on its locks, the lock light will light up green. The control panel on each Flex Max column features a digital display, a battery indicator, a height indicator, a weight indicator, a mode button, an accessory light button, a Find Remote button, and menu down, menu up, and menu enter buttons. To lower the lift, first raise it off its locks. When the lift is off of its locks, the lock lights at the top of each column will turn off. Now press down on the controller or press the down button on one of the columns to lower the lift to the ground. For the quickest operation, leave all of the columns turned on while pulling them back far enough to remove the completed vehicle. Pull the next vehicle in and position the columns. At this point, if the controller had been left on, it will be ready to operate by simply pressing and releasing any button. The column will flash and beep, acknowledging that the lift is ready to operate. If the controller was turned off, turn it back on. Then, when prompted for the system ID, press the Resume button on the controller. The controller will confirm the same columns are available for pairing and will lock into the set. If all the expected columns are not found, the controller will indicate which column needs to be reset. Simply go to the prompted column, turn the power off, and then back on. Once activated, the system will lock into the set, and the lift will be ready to operate again. Other common features of Rotary's Flex Max. Single column use. To use a single column, press the Resume button and all of the columns will flash yellow on the controller. Press any button at a column to operate that column. This is typically used to address out-of-level issues. Fore and aft. When using the 2-column fore and aft accessory, on the controller select 2-column lifting, using the ends of the vehicle. With this setting, there are no height restrictions. 2-column single axle. When using 2 columns to lift a vehicle from only one end, use this setting on the controller. With this single axle setting, there is a height restriction of approximately 30 inches. 4-column single axle. To use a single axle from a group of 4 or more columns, press the axle you wish to deactivate. It will turn yellow, and the columns that will move will remain green. For further and deeper explanation, or to access other features of the column, make sure to consult your owner's manual.